Hello and welcome to Pilks Banter Bus. It's a brand new show for Rex fans everywhere. The idea is simple. Get two players head to head, ask a few questions and watch the banter unfold. Today for episode 1, I'm joined by Tom Connick and Michael Garrity. Hiya fellas.
Right, guys.
Hey, mate,
Right, Parker.
Okay, let's fire away. Now, there's going to be a couple of boring questions here, first of all, just to sort of settle you down a bit. So, first question to both of you. How did you become a Pilks player? And don't just tell me you filled the registration form in. I know that's the easy way.
Go on, Tom, you tell yours first, because yours is a good one. You've been there longer than me, haven't you, amateur-wise? You were a kid.
Yeah. I joined with under 10s due to a friend in the street. Played every year group up until first team. I played 1 year, and then went away from there, and then came back last season.
Yeah, so mine was so I never played junior rugby league. I played rugby union all my life, and then when I was at LSH, playing LSH and Widnes, I played with Greg Smith at LSH, and he basically asked me to come down one summer when Gazag was the coach. So I think it was 2011. So I just come down and I just ended up enjoying it and staying down at Pilks. They just
Wouldn't let you leave.
I know. I've not gone back. So play both still, but obviously I was rugby union, but now I'm sort of converted. I think rugby league's been one.
You could almost call you a code hopper, really, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 to 8. I've done 7 seasons without a rest, straight through.
Without a pre-season as well.
I know. No, still fit as a fiddle though.
How've you managed it? What about you, Tom? Have you always kept that up? That sort of have you had your pre-seasons? Because you've done a bit of travelling as well, haven't you?
Well, when I was travelling, I definitely wasn't. Joined halfway through the season, both years. Didn't do any pre-season though. No, not really. I do try and do little bits of runs and stuff. But the 2 seasons that I've actually gone, do you know what? I want to get fit for this season. Was 5 years ago, and I did my PCL in my left knee, first game, and then this season got ready, and then this has happened. So I better just stay away from pre-season.
You're not having much luck there, are you really, Tom? Okay, what's been your most memorable experience in a Pilks shirt?
Go on, Tom, you go first.
Probably last year. Oh, actually, it's a struggle, a difficult one. It's either last year. Obviously, we won the league, great team. Probably should have done a bit better result-wise against some teams, but can't take away the title at the end of the day. Or I had an under-18 season and still play with some of the lads now. We won the National Cup that year. That was a good year too.
Yeah, well, that one's always spoken about between the lads still, isn't it? Like, obviously I'm there, but I know that's quite a big thing. My favourite experience, see, I'm lucky because when I've come to Pilks, I'm a bit like jumping on the glory bus, but when I come to Pilks, we were like, everything started to go up. I think Gaz was the coach, and then when Kurt took over, like, we were getting them promotions, so I've had loads of good times at Pilks.
Not reckon Scholars?
Like the one's got to be when we played Scholars at home. In the
great game.
Like, that was like, I was just starting. So for the under Kurt, I was probably in the second team and a bench player. And that season we beat Scholars, probably my first season that I was starting every game. And then obviously to start against Scholars when we thought like, could be a long day of this, but then all the crowd come down. I don't know if you were there, but like it was shocker. And then like just to nil him and like getting the faces, and it was just a great day, especially with all your mates. And then obviously went to Fax after that. Well, we had Fax at Saints, and it was disappointing the scoreline, but I think for the first 20 minutes of that game, I think we could have been. It was 12-0 or something like that. And to be fair, I think Greg Smith could have scored in the corner, the fullback caught him, so we'd have gone 4-0 up. We kicked come, but just going to Saints and getting to play against quality opposition like Halifax was, although we got smashed, it was a great sort of experience. And then I think the one thing is definitely Challenge Cup runs. We got Coventry Bears the year after, and if we had beat them, we'd have got Widnes away. And I think like when we look back on that game, I know Tom wasn't there, but we probably should have won it, to be honest. Raz made
It's talked about a lot then, though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's talked a lot about.
We should have won that. Like Raz Iliad Honestly, we'll have to get the clip for you, Parker.
Right.
I'll get the lad put it on. Raz made an unreal break, honestly. You know what Raz is like from fullback, like his quality. Broke the line for about 20 out, went all the way. I think he could have passed to his left to Jake Hodgson. And basically, he kept hold, and the lad somehow caught him just short of the line. And we wasted the chance. But I think if we'd scored that with about 6 to go, I think we'd have been playing witness. But then, at the same time, like, I'm keen for a game of rugby, but it'd have been a different level, wouldn't it, playing witness at witness? Like, that's the year they were in. I think they were in Super League. Were they in Super League that year as well? So, like, that would have just been, well, I don't know if that was a step too far, but it'd been good to get there. But I think the Challenge Cup's the thing that sticks for me, and obviously last year winning the league.
So, next question to yourself, first of all, Michael. Who's been the biggest influence on your rugby and why?
So, it's hard, this. I'll speak, obviously, from Pilks' point of view. But obviously, like, I have to say it while I'm here, but the one thing for me, first of all, was Cowley. So, like, my school, like, I know me and Tom played together at Cowley. Yeah. Like, there's quite a few Cowley lads, obviously, down at Pilks. I don't know, there's probably Cowley lads at Brook, Fatto and that, and I'm hoping that they all share the same experience with me. Like, that was the thing that got me into my rugby. Like, and I'm grateful I never played rugby until I went to Cowley, and they were great times. I know probably a lot of local lads sort of know about that, and I'm sure there's other schools, but school rugby was massive for me. But it's hard. There's been loads of influences. Like, Kurt was a really big influence for me when he was coach. Like, it was nice to play under him when he taught me quite a lot, and I feel like I did listen to him and learn a lot from him. But then also, like, in terms of Pilks, I think, like, you got to look up to Bozza. We give him a lot of stick, but, like,
he gets a lot of stick.
He gets a lot of stick off us, but I think, like, I know I respect him, and, like, I'm glad he's like, obviously when Kurt left and Bozzy took over, and John, like, I was made up they took over because they're, like, good lads and they want what's best for the club, and, like, I've obviously got a lot of respect for them, and, like, more than anything, I was made up after us getting relegated with John and Bozza. It was just a great feeling for them two to get that promotion. And I know John's took a step back, but obviously I think what Bozzy's doing with, he's going to hammer me for this, for singing his praise. I think what he's doing at the club now, with the 18s, with the second team and the first team, I just think, like, he's a really big influence, not maybe on the technical points of my game, but just sort of, he's really strong at getting that club ethos of wanting to win and work hard. Yeah. And I think, obviously, the lads sort of help each other, but like the coaches at Pilks, I've been lucky to play under sort of, well, three, John, Bozzy and Kurt, three coaches that I respect at Pilks, and I think they've done really well with the lads.
And yourself, Tom?
Gee, do you want to suck any more there?
To be honest, owner.
Every coach you've had, you just sucked up to right there in 1 minute.
I'm just lucky. I come to Pilks when we were on the rise, weren't we?
I'm glad you didn't take the spotlight out of that. Are we on about just Pilks or in general here?
Could be in general. So if if your dad was the biggest influence or something like that in getting you interested in, first of all?
One of the first players was Kieran Cunningham, because I used to play hooker when I was younger, and he was just something. Every time I watch him, he was just do stuff that you think, wow, how's he done that? But then as I moved into half, I watched more and more of, like, Darren Lockyer, Jonathan Thurston. Like, they were incredible as well. Pilks-wise, you probably talk, like Garrity said, coaches, they don't just come to coach you. Like, they come for the laugh and they come for the joke.
Yeah.
But then, sometimes, like, Bozzy definitely just gets really angry. It's like a redhead. He's absolutely calm, and then within a split second, he's shouting down at you. And one drop ball, right, go on, run around the pitch.
I know. Well, on that role model, you're lucky, Tom, because, like, at least you could base your game on someone. My role model was Jamie Lyon. Like, he was the one for me, but I was never.
You could never move like Jamie Lyon.
Jamie Lyon. So I just sort of admired him.
Who's been the best player that you've played with at Pilks?
Go on, G.
Over the years, in terms of the best player at Pilks for me is Jamie Smith. Like, I personally think, like, he was the best probably one of the best amateur players in the country. I think he always gets respect from other teams. I mean, Jamie doesn't speak a lot on the pitch, but what he does do is he just like leads by example. I remember him last year. I mean, it's unbelievable. Lippy was at Hooker near the line against York Acorn, first game of the season last year, and he just went to me, watch Mike, I'm going to score. Lippy, give me the ball. Literally scored. Like, he knows what he wants to do and he can do it. I think he leads from the front. But I think if you look at just general talent-wise, obviously, I think Raz is outstanding at full-back. Like, you've got like Greg when Greg was down. I think when Greg played for us properly before we moved to Fylde, he was the top point scorer in that league. That when we got promotion, Greg was quality. You've got some outstanding players, really have. And I think like the next big thing for us is the young lads. Well, the new generation coming up, and I think that's
they'll be good. I'm coaching them.
Yeah, they will. Like, loads. They will. Got loads of lads. But I think Jamie's good to have about him. I'm glad he stayed. I know he's retired, but I think he's important to stay around because obviously he had to play against Sidor because all the lads were in Lanzarote.
I was going to say, you said that, and he pulled his boots back on earlier this year, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't want to, but he named him.
Shamed him into it.
Yeah.
Everyone was in Lanzarote on the lash watching the racing. So Jamie, and even then, I mean, he finished top scorer last year. And I think he's going to finish top scorer this year, innit? Because he scored against Sidor. So he retired and top try scorer. Oh, yeah.
Imagine what he would have been like with 2 good knees as well.
No. But yeah, Jamie and that. And there's loads of good young lads coming up, aren't there, Tom, as well?
Yeah, there are. Quite a few of them's had first team already.
Exactly. Some quality.
Not looked out of place at all.
No, like Jack Ruffley works his socks off, doesn't he? Curtis played this year. Curtis did really well. Got
Elliot Martin.
Who, sorry, Tom?
Elliot Martins.
Yeah.
He's going to be. I think he's going to be one of the best players that'll come up.
But I think the thing is, we put the one thing I like with us is that everyone gets a chance. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. If you train hard, we're not scared. Like, even as players, we don't look at anyone and think we're not professionals. If lads want to pull a shirt and give their all for us and the team, that's all we want. So it doesn't matter who's playing. As long as they want to give their all for the mates, that's all that matters. And I think that's the culture that we're trying to buy into. So quality, obviously quality is important, but I think ultimately to play for our side at the minute, we just want young lads or keen lads who just want to do what's right by the teammates and the coaches and just give their all. And if we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. It's just about giving your all, isn't it?
You've dropped a few names in there. I could take back to Lancashire, put it that way.
You definitely listen, mate.
Parky, he didn't drop my name in there, though, did he?
No.
You need to do another season, Tom. You got another season. Prove yourself,
right? Okay.
And I'll put you in. I mean, obviously, speaking about
this year, we're good. 2 games, 1 try.
Well, Raz trains in his Lancashire kit, don't he, every week? Raz trains in full Lancashire kit.
Raz, what a star he was on that tour last year. Absolutely superb.
Oh, I bet.
Superb.
I can only imagine.
Okay, so this question to both of you. Who's your worst dressed teammate?
Yeah, I might win this. Well, I can't vote for myself, can I?
You can if you want to.
I'll go, G. I'll go. Luke Riley.
Oh, yeah, bloody hell.
Luke Riley comes with some stunners, absolute stunners. Absolutely.
Give us an example. Come on, you can't just leave it there. You've left it hanging.
The thing with him is he wears something just shit, and he makes it look. He makes it look all right.
Sleep that out, Parky.
Acceptable, isn't it?
Okay, a blue machine.
No, but he likes to wear the old shirt and short combo, so matching shirt and shorts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Tell you what, he's got confidence wearing them. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he likes to think he's got a big back. He likes to say he's got a big back. Don't know who else dresses terribly. I mean, I can't give crap out for dressing bad. I've not got a leg stand, and I've been hammered over the years off everyone, so it wouldn't be right for me to hammer anyone. Lippy thinks he looks good, but obviously, you just got to go along with it for Lippy, haven't you? Keep him sweet. But you've got to go. I mean, Luke Riley, innit? It is Luke Riley.
Definitely Luke Riley.
Like, well, here, listen, you could say Raz. Raz has been round Warrington. Me, Lippy and Raz come back ours. I think it was after Kells away. He said, come on, we'll go around Warrington for a pint. Raz put Frankie, my partners, put Frankie's jeggings on and he went out round Warrington in Frankie's like, jeans that are tight and my extra large shirt. So,
Raz is a good shout, actually, because I know that the other day his car broke down and so one of the lads went to pick him up and he had sliders, shorts and marigolds on.
Oh, man. But they suit him. He gets away with it.
Marigolds.
Unreal.
Okay, let's stick with that teammates theme. Who's got the quirkiest habit?
No. Who do you think, Tom?
Oh, it's a good one, that.
I'm thinking. Well, we've got loads of like weird people.
Yeah, just a team full of weirdos.
Like we've got loads of like. I'm trying to think. Can you think of any, Tom?
No, I can't think of any quirky ones. I know Andy Morris, Big Red. He comes in, gets on the physio bench, and he's there for like a good hour, just getting strapped. He gets everything strapped. I mean, he is massive, so obviously it takes longer, but he gets absolutely everything strapped.
What's it called? That the massage gun he has. He loves that, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is. Something new that Gary's got, and it's like a drill, but at the end of the drill, there's like a ball that massages your muscles.
Yeah.
He sits there for a good minutes doing that as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you've got like, Tez just absolutely smashes Sweets and Monster before he plays. He must but he is Tez Riley is an animal, isn't he? Like, I think he's been doing bike rides on his own and working out in his garden, made his own weights and everything for this lockdown because he's still been working. So he's been going work, making himself weights and just smashing it in the garden. Like, he's obsessed with training. He's a freak.
You'll have to cut that one out as well, Parky, otherwise he'll get sacked.
Yeah.
You meet him any today, boys. Right,
on,
tell us about your hobbies away from rugby.
I know why you threw this one in.
Well, do you want me to go or you, Tom?
Go on, G, you go.
Well, it's just like hobbies. What like obviously like education. Like, it's not a hobby, but it does take up a lot of my time. Like reading, like stuff. Like I know Tom's probably the same. It's not really a hobby, but it bloody gets in. It gets in the way of my life being a teacher. Love it, but it takes up. If I'm not playing rugby, I'm teaching, and then if I'm not teaching. To be honest, the one thing who gets him away all the time, loving bits, is Luca. Like, he is my hobby. He literally won't leave me alone. All lockdown, like, you'll find out in a second, he'll come down and get my back.
Yeah.
Like,
can you even read?
Me, yeah. Read a lot. Research. Read research.
There's a bite.
I know. But, yeah, like, to be honest, it's been my little boy, and, like, I'm doing stuff with him and taking him to... We go to rugby tots on a Saturday with a few of the other lads, kids. And like, it's just being with him mainly. Like, we've been on a bike ride today, which he loves. But yeah, it's obviously it takes up the majority of my time when I'm not working or playing rugby. That's why I love playing rugby and Pilks, because it gives you, for 80 minutes of that day on a Saturday, or the bus journey and training on Tuesday, Thursday, you've got a minute away from him, just have a calm down. And I know it's not a relaxing sport to play, but it's more relaxing than having him chasing me all day.
You got that quilting pillow ready for the couch tonight after Mrs. hears that?
Be fine. She'll be fine.
I'll just jump up back at that. Mine, well, I've got a new one at the minute. I've started really enjoying my running. Been going on like...
Even I have my eyes at that.
I have, mate, honestly. About 5k every day I've been doing. I've had 2 days rest now because the plan is tomorrow I want to run half a marathon. We'll see how that goes.
No pressure. That's going straight on the group.
Yeah, it can do, mate. That's the plan.
How far half a marathon is, Tom?
21 kilometres.
Well done. Well done.
I can read as well.
I think good effort that though.
Yeah, it will be if I can do it.
Do you know about what we're doing, Parker? Our little challenge.
What's this? Tell us about it.
So we're doing a bit. Go on, Tom. You explain it. Why you're on about you running, actually.
All right. So Bozzy came up with it last week to see how many boys wanted to do it, and we started it on Saturday. It was to run you could run 5 kilometres or bike 10 kilometres. And bike 10 kilometres in a day.
Hey,
don't get me started on this.
Right, because he doesn't have a clue what we're doing. He honestly, he's been on the group all week. He doesn't have a clue.
Right, I do. What happened?
He literally doesn't know the rules.
What happened? Bozzy said you can run 1,000. We're going to do 1,000 kilometres. You can use a bike. You can run, or you can ride a bike. Right, and he said, if you run 5 kilometres, that'll count towards it. If you bike 10 kilometres, that'll count towards it. But then he also said you can do 2 in a day. Right, so I ran 10 kilometres on the Saturday and then said, right, well, I've run 10. And he went, well, only 5 counts. And I said, well, what about if I just timed 5 and then just timed another 5? Would that count as 2? So then they changed it then to you could only run 5.
Always been the same.
John Reese even edited a post on Twitter because of it.
But
this sounds like it's causing ructions already.
Well, lads were running. So, like, some people... So, Lippy, for example, run 4 kilometres. And he was like, hey, I've got 4 kilometres. But he's like, no, you have to run 5 kilometres for it to count. So, he had to go in his garden, like, do 1 kilometre. And then we got Jamie Martlew. What did he do? 4.99.
Yeah, he had to run an extra 10 metres. So, he did it.
I saw his little video. Yeah, I saw his little video in fancy dress.
Yeah.
So, made him like he had to do that in his garden. But it's been really good. Like the club come up with the idea.
We passed that after day 3, didn't we?
Yeah. So now we've decided, or sort of, I presume it was Bozzy and Johnny who come up with it. Well, probably John won it, like, and Bozzy just took the idea. But we're now going to Benidorm, so we're trying to run our bike to Benidorm. That's our aim. So I can't remember what kilometres it is wise, but. We're trying to get there by Saturday. Is it Saturday or Friday? I can't remember.
Friday's the last day.
So we're going to try and get to Benidorm.
I hope there's some bevies at the end of it.
Oh,
well,
there will be.
Well, yeah, there will, hopefully. But we'll still be here, won't we, in lockdown? Well, half lockdown or whatever it's called now.
I thought you was going to say you'll still be here in this interview.
Well, you never know.
It'll be the way that G talks.
Right, okay. You're going on a game show. Which one you picking and why?
There's loads, aren't there? Go on, Tom. I'll let you go because there's loads I can think of here.
Oh, I'd be shocking at all of them, to be honest. My general knowledge isn't the best.
Depends what you're after, doesn't it? What we're looking for to win it, to just for a laugh. I mean, if you wanted a laugh, you've got to take Raz on, haven't you?
Catchphrase, definitely.
You won't get it right.
Imagine Raz with catchphrase.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, he won't get it right, would he? So you could take Raz on. I mean, do you know, knowledge-wise? I mean, I know he's good at sport, but Ashy's like, he's got good
especially sport.
The quiz.
Sport is really good.
So you take him on question of sport, for example.
Yeah, he'd be good on that.
But don't worry, because Lippy always wins it as well, but he's not clever. He just goes with Asher, so he wins all the time. But I think like Raz would be, like, if you want to have a laugh, you'd take Raz on, wouldn't you? But if you were taking someone on to win, I think I'd take Asher.
Probably be a good shout, to be honest.
Fair enough. Now you're both teachers. I want to know: did you ever wag school, and why?
I was a goody two shoes, me mate.
Tell me anything.
That's a lie.
No, so I was a proper goody two shoes at school.
What about the lessons that you missed for rugby?
Yeah, but they were all authorised. They were authorised lessons.
So you're telling me you didn't say half an hour before we were supposed to meet?
Sorry,
I've got to go to rugby now.
I was in year 11, and obviously we had a sixth form. I was playing with Tom. So Tom had just gone sixth form, and then you had the upper years like Webby, Allsall, Henners, etc., David Mason. So like I had to miss lessons to play rugby, but it was fine. It was part of the culture, wasn't it, Carl? Like you played rugby, you played rugby. So, but I was good at two shoes at school. Never got in it. Well, Never got in any trouble. Top set, you know what I mean? Set the standard.
There's no way you was top set.
It was, mate. I was top set. I was good. I was a really good lad at school, mate. I was a model. I was head boy.
You created your own badge.
Well, listen, I got voted in by my peers, head boy. But yeah, I was good. Like from 7 to 11, I just did it. I did all my own work and everything. I was a good boy, not like Tom.
What does that mean?
You were bad, weren't you?
I weren't bad. I just chose my moments. I'll leave it at that.
Chose your moments. That's a mysterious. Don't call you Boris Johnson. That's sort of like really dodgy question, that one.
No. Yeah, I was proper. Yeah, I was a bit of a. I was a SWAT. It's SWAT, isn't it? That's what you call it.
Yeah,
I was
SWAT.
Goody two shoes.
Okay.
You never went out at lunchtime, wrote your own note?
No, never. Good. I wanted education, didn't I? I wanted better myself.
You're sounding like a guy that had mastered his dad's handwriting.
My mum's. My dad. I lived with my mum. I don't think they'd ever seen my mum's handwriting before, so just Tom can go to the chippy at lunch. That was it.
What a note to write for a start. Who writes that note? What parent writes that note? Tom can go chippy at lunch. Cheers, Mrs. Connick.
It worked.
Oh, that's funny.
Right.
I'll tell you what, though. There's a few lads who probably went chippy at lunchtime down at Pilks, aren't there? I think we have a chippy club.
We have a chippy club.
Head of chippy clubs, Mark Ashton.
Yeah.
So you've got your own sort of like social secretary in that, have you, for sort of within the team?
Well, it's
Ashley's just in. He's the CEO, king, anything that you can think of the chippy club.
Yeah. He just puts himself in charge, doesn't he, Ashley, a chippy club?
Yeah. There's quite a few followers.
For the lads who are a bit unfit and they like to go and eat a bit too much. So I think I don't really know where it comes from, but I presume Chippy Club used to come from age. I think they had to do extras, maybe something like that.
Right, okay.
I
don't know what, but it's just I've just since I've been down there. Mark Ashton has ran Chippy Club, and there's been a few lads in and out.
Right. Finally, guys, last question to you both. We've got 2 minutes left. Entertain me. Could be a talent that you've got, a story, a joke, or an experience.
Go on, Tom. You go first. I think you've got a story, haven't you?
You'll have to give me a minute for that, G.
Well, I think we tell a story from, like, obviously, I know we won the league last season. It was a great season, and we just had some fantastic coach.
The G graveyard.
We did. We went to obviously I know AD. I know you know AD and AD come on a lot of them, but we had some cracking laughs and it was good. Listen, we all wanted to win, not win the league. We wanted to win, so when we go into that coach, we could get pissed and enjoy. That's what was spurring us on. No one wanted to get back on the coach and it'd be dead miserable. So you'd be playing games.
Well, we got beat at Featherstone, and no one drank on the way home.
No, they didn't. They were come on, we need to win this game because we want this bus booming when we get on the way home. Everyone's thinking about that bus. Obviously, we want to win the league.
Some stories on them buses as well. Raz, obviously, main part of everything in this conversation at the minute. He had to do side runs. All right, he's doing side runs, and song comes on that he likes, so he starts singing. Midway through singing, sick. I can't remember who held the bag. Someone held the bag to his mouth. Sick in the middle of this song, and they just carried on singing.
Oh, he just kept going, didn't he? But we had one where we went to Normanton. So Normanton is it's obviously the graveyard, and it's a tough obviously it's one of the toughest places to go, isn't it? We've been there a few times.
We wanted to win more than anything for this game as well because we always do crap shirt on the way home.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to win it.
But then, within our team, we have a few Gs, don't we? We like to call ourselves the G. So
what you like to do?
Tezzy G. We got Tezzy G. To be honest, if you want to be a G, you have to take your shirt off, don't you? Ultimately, we ask on the coach he wants to be a G and then take the shirt off. But we've got that, and then obviously Tez decided that the graveyard's now called the G Graveyard after we won.
Yeah.
So Tez
that was a great bus journey, that.
Obviously, I hope Normanton aren't listening because I won't fancy going back after they've heard that.
It'll be at least a couple of years, won't it? Because I think they got relegated, didn't they?
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah. That was a tough place to go. Really tough place to go. That I always think that, and Dudley Hill, Bradford Dudley Hill was always tough. They were every time we had that. Like we played them the season before, I think it was, and they were struggling, and we went there, and honestly, it was just brutal. They give it you, don't they? Like they absolutely gave it us, and that was a tough place to go. But there's been tons. Like the bus journeys were fantastic. We loved them. We absolutely.
Did Steve O score last year as well?
Oh well. This was the one, wasn't it? So Steve hadn't scored all season, basically, and obviously he likes to say he's the best second row ever. What's he saying, Tom?
He says he's like the Iron Man because he's played every single game. And,
yeah, but he hadn't scored all season, so obviously naked lap coming up. And Normanton, we had Normanton last game of the season. Now, before that, Normanton were they were struggling for players.
Yeah, tried cancel.
Obviously, for 11. They wanted to rearrange. Well, I don't really know, but we ended up playing on the Saturday. But they had literally no one, so they come down. Steve O's obviously rubbing his hands, he's like, I'm going to score. And honestly, he had an absolute shocker, didn't he, Tom? Like, every time lads were getting in the ball, he was dropping it.
He came and played on my side, so I was just like, give Steve O the ball. Come on, Steve O.
But eventually he scored, didn't he? He was buzzing, but their lads were absolutely, their lads knew. I think they worked out that we wanted him to score. So, you were getting lads, obviously, they were a bit downhearted and stuff like that. They travelled with a young team. But as soon as he got the ball, they were after him. They didn't want him to score. It was just 12. It was they only had 11 men at one point because they had number shot and they would just go. Every time Steve got the ball, that's it. He's not scoring. They were giving it him. I felt quite sorry for him, but he scored anyway. And then, I wish he hadn't scored.
No, I wish he hadn't. He doesn't let anyone forget about it. I scored the try that won us the league.
I've got to say, it's been great catching up with you both tonight. Really enjoyed the chat. Hope you've enjoyed it as well. Hope you've enjoyed it at home. Join me again for another episode of the Pilks Banter Bus very, very soon. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Parky.
Thanks, mate.